All right, so welcome to another video. Today I want to share with you some thoughts and tidbits as for selling your blog, business, or website. And what is it that you can get for it? All right, stay tuned. I'll give you some takes. Okay, so you might have a blog business right now and you might be thinking about exiting it. Maybe you want to sell it off. Maybe you want to take a different project or do something different, approach a different business venture, or maybe just do something else and retire. But whatever the case is, you might be looking at trying to get rid of your blog business. And there's a few different ways to sell it. Obviously, you could go out and do it privately, or you could go in and use a website kind of like Flippa. So we're going to go ahead and cover Flippa in a little bit more detail. But before we do, I do want to remind you that Pork Bun has a great place that you could go ahead and grab a domain name if you're brand new to starting a blog business. Check them out. They are my sponsor and they do enjoy the channel. So you can purchase a nice .com for your next blog or whatever blog you're thinking about building at porkbun.com. Okay, so if we're looking at selling our blog business or website for that matter, or any business that's online based, you can use a website called Flippa. Flippa is a good one. I've sold a couple of different businesses on here, at least website businesses. And what you'll notice here is as you go through and start searching through some of the things, there's a lot of different ways that you could do a search for. Back when I first started, it's just kind of website based. Now they go ahead and you can sell things that are apps, domains, and many more. So if I go in and just search for, let's say, blog, then what we can do is just kind of get an idea of, hey, what are kind of the bids? What's the cost? What's the website? So if I take this one, loveyouwedding.com, and just type it in, wedding.com, you can see right now this site is being sold for roughly $45,000, and there's 2 bids there. There's 2 days left, and the multiple here is 2.8. So here's what I want to give you some take on is basically when you start looking at this, the amount that you can kind of sell, a rough guideline, your blog, business, or website is you're taking this net profit and usually multiplying it times about 20. You could do 20 to 30 is kind of what you're looking at the range, but it depends on the industry. It depends on the business and many other factors. And the reason for that is kind of you're looking at almost 2 years worth of profits. Okay. So let's say we go in and do a calculator here. So I'll take this at $1,331 per month that they're making. And then I multiply that times, let's say, 24 months. So we're looking at about a $31,000, almost $32,000 kind of cost is what you're looking for at a 2-year profit base. Now, this one's already going at 45,000, so it's going maybe at a little bit higher, which is here's the 2.8 multiple. Okay. Now, if you start looking and seeing some of these things, you'll see there's different multiples. Some are at 1.9, which means it actually might be a better deal from a multiple perspective, even if the website's maybe higher priced or lower priced. So you can see some websites might be, let's say this one is 543,000, but the multiple is 3.2. So it's kind of expensive actually when you think about it, because you're paying almost 3 times the multiple rather than a one-time multiple. Now, stocks and investment companies, and if you're looking in the stock market, they do have a price to earnings ratio and the multiples. And this is kind of where this concept comes from. So anyways, looking back to our original blog here, you can see that this right here, you're diving deeper into it. It's got a lot of content in there. And they probably sell some products and so forth. So what you can do is dig deeper a little bit. This might also give you some ideas to starting a blog, maybe in a certain niche or area as well. It's like, hey, well, maybe this is not a bad area that I want to go into. So what you can do is go in and say, hey, this is a WordPress blog in the wedding planning niche. The site is 7 years old, has been with the current owner since 2017, has backlinks and so on. So they tell you exactly kind of what's all in there, you'll get email list downloaded, 703 subscribers on the email list, the Google KPIs, about the owner, reason for selling. She needs the revenue to invest in other businesses, looking for a buyer to have some experience. Kind of here's the history, income, where's the income coming from? So this will also give you some ideas of how to make more money from different areas of the blog. AdThrive, the Etsy, Amazon Associates, and you can see the majority is AdThrive. So it's basically getting a lot of traffic and then you're getting income from AdThrive. Etsy gets some affiliates there as well. And that's kind of how this blog is really making its money. There's some expenses here that you can also take a look. Here's the monthly expenses average broken down. So content creation, hosting, Facebook ads, yearly expenses. There's some GoDaddy, some themes and some plugins and stuff like that. And then there's some maintenance there involved. So anyways, you get a big breakdown here and you get some ideas, and here's some traffic things. So the audience is 25 to 35. Virtual bridal shower games, top ranking articles. So there's a lot of great things that you can do from looking at these different postings to see, hey, how are they monetizing it? What are we getting the income from? What is it making? So if you're interested in air cookers, here's an interesting website with 49 bidders, and a cheap multiple. It's making about $747 per month. Is it something you might be interested in? So you could go ahead and open it up. There's some other ones for, let's say, homes for hackers or drop shipping it, or here's a media company that's doing kind of ads. So you can go ahead and take a look which one makes more sense. Here's one, a sports network, tutor sharing platform. You can see, look at this multiple has, but it's bringing in about, $10,000 of revenue per month. So the point is if you're trying to go ahead and budget accordingly to, hey, how much can you actually make from your blog business? Kind of look at maybe about, 24 months, maybe 15 months. It just depends on the revenue and what's really, is it bringing in? Is it a stable business? Does it have a product? All those things can really ramp things up for the business. So here's kind of another example. Here's, the site traffic, backlinks, and they give you some thoughts as well. Here is the website and kind of the financials, and you can take a look at the website and see if it makes sense for you to purchase. So you do have to be careful, of course. Some of these people do just go out and create kind of these websites to be able to sell them off later, some of the cheaper ones, but some of the more stable ones give you a much more kind of a better view into the business side of things, especially if they've been around for a while. So, but as for figuring out your website, kind of take a look at these multiples. What are the multiples of other websites and businesses? What are they selling at? 2.7, 2.6, and you can see it's a 5-year-old website. So the length of that business usually means it's more stable, and with more stability, that multiple can be driven a little bit higher. So that's where you can get maybe a little bit more for your blog business or website. Whereas if you have maybe a 1.8 multiple, or something brand new, maybe only has a 0.8 multiple or a 1 multiple. So it will vary from website to website. So you can see the big difference here between a 1.2 multiple and a 2.5 multiple. So go ahead and kind of price out your own website, but kind of seeing these multiples, giving you kind of a net revenue perspective or net profit perspective, and then taking that multiple and seeing kind of what you get. And you'll get yourself a range. It might be, in your case, okay, well, my range is maybe between $20,000 and $30,000 for my blog kind of thing. Or, if you take like a 1.5 multiple to 2.5 multiple, maybe it'll be somewhere between, let's say, a $40,000 to a $55,000 or $60,000 sale on the website. But you'll have that kind of range, and that's probably what you would expect if you were to sell your blog business or website. Now, of course, if you've got inventory, if you've got physical products and goods that are also sitting in a warehouse, you might be able to get much more. It just depends on the business itself, because these things, people are looking at them like a business. They're looking for monthly income and what is the cost it takes to operate these and keep them growing, and what's the potential. So anyways, I hope that helps. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're interested in signing up to our newsletter list, feel free to scroll down in the video link description below, or visit the website at backstageincome.com, and you can sign up and get some more great free videos as we release them, or even some of the new courses that we've just released recently, and you can stay up to date, continue your growth and education with me. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.